Billionaire came home early and discovered her triplet's secret friend. What she saw left her speechless. It was past noon when Vanessa, a self-made billionaire, decided to cut her business trip short. The usual buzz of her sprawling penthouse felt unusually quiet, and a flicker of unease ran down her spine as she stepped through the front door. The moment she entered, a soft giggle drew her toward the living room, and then she froze. There, her 3-year-old triplets were perched on the carpet, gleefully building a block tower, with the janitor, Mr. Harris, sitting cross-legged among them, laughter lighting up his face. Vanessa's mind raced. How did he even get up here? And why were her children so comfortable? Before she could confront him, one of the triplets toddled over and handed Mr. Harris a block as if nothing were unusual. "We're playing, Miss Vanessa," they chirped. Vanessa's heart pounded, not with anger but confusion. The janitor, usually seen sweeping floors silently, looked up, sheepish yet calm. "I just didn't want them to feel lonely while you were away," he said quietly. For a moment, Vanessa felt a storm of emotions, shock, disbelief, even irritation. But as she watched Mr. Harris engage her children with genuine warmth and patience, something inside her softened. She realized her hectic world had left little room for small human connections, the very thing this man had given freely. Little did she know the scene before her was only the beginning of a day that would change how she understood kindness, trust, and the quiet heroes who often go unnoticed. Vanessa stood frozen for a few more seconds, her mind whirling. She had imagined countless worst-case scenarios, someone sneaking in, her children in danger, but none of them matched the warmth radiating from that room. Mr. Harris wasn't a threat, he was present, truly present. "Vanessa," he said gently, sensing her hesitation, "I know you've been working non-stop. I just wanted to give them a little company. They missed you." The triplets laughed, crawling into his lap, completely at ease. Vanessa watched them, feeling a pang of guilt. How often had she missed their milestones, their giggles, their tiny triumphs, all buried under meetings and phone calls? She moved closer, still unsure, and saw something she hadn't expected. The apartment was spotless. But more than that, every detail reflected care. Their favorite snacks laid out, their bedtime books stacked neatly, even a little drawing taped to the fridge with their scribbled, "Thank you." Vanessa's initial shock melted into curiosity. "Why all this?" she asked, her voice softer now. Mr. Harris shrugged, a modest smile tugging at his lips. "Because sometimes caring isn't about your job or your paycheck. It's about noticing who needs you, even for just a moment." Something clicked in Vanessa's heart. Here was a man she barely acknowledged every day, yet he had given her children a piece of himself that she, with all her wealth, had almost forgotten to give them. In that quiet living room, filled with laughter and the scent of crayons and cookies, Vanessa realized that humanity often showed up in the smallest acts. She had been chasing success, but today she saw the kind of richness that truly mattered, a heart willing to care. And at that moment, Vanessa knew her life was about to change forever. Vanessa sank onto the couch, still trying to process what she had just witnessed. Her initial relief gave way to curiosity. She needed to understand this man who had stepped into her children's world so seamlessly. "Mr. Harris," she began cautiously, "how long have you been doing this?" He looked down at his hands, then back at her with a quiet honesty that stopped her mid-thought. "A few months," he admitted. "I noticed your kids seemed lonely. I didn't want to overstep, but I also wanted them to feel loved, even when you weren't around." Vanessa felt her chest tighten. Months? He had quietly taken on a role she hadn't noticed, filling gaps she hadn't realized were there. The realization hit her, her work, her board meetings, her constant travel. None of it mattered if her children felt neglected. Then, something unexpected happened. One of the triplets toddled to Vanessa and hugged her legs tightly. "We like Mr. Harris," the little voice chirped. "He makes us happy." Vanessa blinked back tears. It wasn't just that he had been kind, it was that he had truly seen her children, understood them, and given them joy without expecting anything in return. She glanced at Mr. Harris, who simply nodded, acknowledging her silent gratitude. In that moment, Vanessa understood a profound truth. Compassion didn't come with titles, paychecks, or social status. It came from the heart. Her mind raced with a mixture of awe and humility. She had thought she was protecting her family by providing everything money could buy, but the real gift had been something far simpler and far more meaningful: time, attention, and genuine care. Vanessa knew she needed to act, not just to thank Mr. Harris, but to ensure her children never lacked this kind of love again. And deep down, she realized that some of life's greatest lessons often arrived in the most unexpected ways. Vanessa took a deep breath, feeling a wave of emotion wash over her. She looked at Mr. Harris, the quiet hero who had been there for her children without any recognition, without any expectation of reward. Her heart ached with gratitude and a twinge of guilt. I can't believe I never noticed," she whispered. "You've been giving them something money can't buy, something I've been too busy to give." Mr. Harris shook his head gently. "It's not about being noticed, it's about being there when someone needs you." Vanessa felt tears prick her eyes. She knelt beside her triplets, holding them close. "I'm so sorry I've been gone so much," she said, "but I promise, from now on, I'll try to be here more. I want to give you the same love Mr. Harris has been giving." Her children giggled, clinging to her, but their tiny arms still reached for Mr. Harris. Vanessa smiled through her tears. In that moment, she realized that kindness wasn't a transaction. It was a bridge, connecting people in ways money or titles never could. Moved by the scene, Vanessa made a decision. She would not only thank Mr. Harris properly, but also ensure his selflessness was recognized. "You've done more for my children than anyone I know," she said. "I want you to stay, officially. You're part of our family now." Mr. Harris looked stunned, then a soft smile spread across his face. I don't know what to say." "Say you'll keep being you," Vanessa replied. "That's enough." For the first time in months, Vanessa felt a peace that no deal, contract, or bank balance could provide. She watched her triplets laughing with the man who had shown her the true meaning of care, realizing that life's richest treasures were often found in acts of simple, selfless kindness. And for the first time, Vanessa felt truly wealthy. Days passed, but the warmth of that moment stayed with Vanessa. Her penthouse, once a place of quiet luxury, had become a home full of laughter, love, and unexpected connections. She watched her triplets play with Mr. Harris, their eyes sparkling with joy, and she finally understood that true wealth wasn't measured in dollars. It was measured in hearts touched, moments shared, and lives uplifted. Vanessa made a small but meaningful change. She reorganized her schedule, dedicating time to her children every day, no longer letting work overshadow the precious moments of their early years. And she ensured Mr. Harris felt valued, not just as an employee, but as someone who had quietly shaped their happiness. One evening, as she watched the triplets fall asleep, she turned to Mr. Harris. "You've taught me something important," she said softly. "Kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up when it matters most." Mr. Harris smiled, a humble glow in his eyes. "Sometimes the smallest acts leave the biggest mark," he replied. Vanessa nodded, her heart full. She realized that humanity often came from unexpected places, people who gave love without expecting recognition. In their laughter, she found healing for her own busy heart. In their trust, she discovered the power of empathy and presence. Months later, Vanessa reflected on that day she came home early. What could have been a moment of shock turned into a lesson she would never forget. She had learned that compassion could bridge gaps, heal hearts, and even redefine family. And as she watched her triplets hug Mr. Harris one last time before bedtime, Vanessa smiled. The world was full of quiet heroes, and she vowed to always notice them, honor them, and most importantly, carry their lessons forward. Because in acts of kindness, no matter how small, life's richest treasures are revealed.